Hi everyone, today's topic is the future forecast of the American economy, presented by Saranomics, the greatest economics YouTube channel of all time. First, the good news. Currently, the economy is thriving, with the real GDP that has been rising since 2021 and an unemployment rate of 4.2%, which is lower than the natural rate of 4.4%, the United States is unstoppable, for the most part. Non-cyclical unemployment has been decreasing since 1978, and the Fed believes this trend will continue through 2034, which I agree with. The M2, which consists of the M1 plus savings deposits, is rising and has been since October 2023, and it has no signs of slowing. As of November 2024, the M2 is $21,477 billion. Wages have steadily increased since the summer of 2020. Given the rising popularity of policies that raise the minimum wage requirement, I suspect that this trend will continue. Currently, the average hourly salary for all private workers is $35.61. Consumer sentiment has been increasing since July 2024, and as of November, the index is at 71.8. I speculate that consumer sentiment will continue to rise as the economy expands. Since May 2024, the general public has expected lower levels of inflation. As of November 2024, the inflation expectation of the general public is 2.6%. Now, I know the economy forecast seems perfect by what I've told you so far, but not everything is fine and dandy. According to the most well-known stock indexes in the US, stocks are in the gutter. I suspect that they will remain there as the economy continues to strengthen. There's a common phrase in the stock market that good news is bad news. Since Treasury bonds have experienced increasing yields, investors are more likely to purchase bonds rather than stocks, harming the stock market. According to the Housing Affordability Index, typical families are decreasingly able to afford monthly mortgage payments on their homes. The Housing Affordability Index is 102.3 as of October 2024. Additionally, the All Transactions House Price Index for the United States has been increasing since 2012. As of quarter 3 of 2024, the index is at 688.42. According to the Keynesian model of economics, prices have nominal rigidity in the short run, meaning that sellers are reluctant to decrease prices. For this reason, I believe that house prices will continue to rise. Adam Smith, a classical economist, would argue that in the long run, prices will self-correct, and the housing market will eventually decrease its prices. But remember, kids, in the long run, we're all dead. In order to reduce house prices, it is important for the Fed to reduce the discount rate so banks can ultimately charge lesser interest rates on mortgages. This would shift the aggregate demand curve right, as people will be more willing to purchase homes. As Econ Teacher Supreme, my policy recommendation is to reduce the discount rate, reduce the interest paid on reserves, and reduce the federal funds rate in order to stimulate growth in the housing market. Reducing the discount rate would encourage banks to lend more money, which allows for more loans to be used on housing. As previously stated, the discount rate is currently 4.5%, so we would like to reduce it further to 4.25%, which would lessen the bank's loan burden and allow them to charge lower interest rates to homeowners. As for the interest paid on reserves, if the Fed pays less interest, investment will be encouraged because there is a greater yield, and the aggregate demand will therefore increase. So we want to decrease it to 4.3%. Finally, reducing the federal funds rate would result in banks lowering their interest rates, which also encourages people to take out loans for housing. We will therefore make the federal funds rate 4.18%. In the next video, I will do a deep dive on the liquidity preference interest rate model, so stay tuned!